And Emmanuel Macron has won the French presidential election. The centrist took 66% of the vote. His rival, the far-right candidate Marine Le Pen, conceded defeat. French voters were faced with an often bitter, drawn-out campaign that culminated in a second round of voting and Macron's victory. Well, let's get more on the story. We're joined by Christoph Frei, who's a political scientist at St. Gallen University, joining me now from St. Gallen in Switzerland. Christoph, many thanks for joining us here on TRT World. Let's talk about what Macron focuses on next, because his en marche following has no seats in Parliament. So doing well in the legislative elections in June will be crucial. How do you expect him to do there?
Difficult to say. It all depends on how many seats he will win over from the centre-left and centre-right. The one thing we can say at this point is that he absolutely needs those seats in order to gain leverage later on for what he wants to do.
Do you think he might have to end up putting together some sort of coalition to govern effectively?
And this is, of course, an option at this time. In the good old days, we used to have cohabitation. But in order to have cohabitation, you basically need parties, established parties, that then have to live together, as the word indicates. What may come up now is coalition for the first time, because we don't even know how the political unit or the party, so to speak, that Macron needs is going to look like.
Some say that Macron has effectively managed to sell himself to the electorate as an outsider, someone who will offer something different. But actually, what he is establishment through and through, a former investment banker, a minister in Hollande's government who was hugely unpopular. What's your feeling on him? Does he actually offer something different, or are we going to see more of the same for the next 5 years?
Well, some people do say he's something like an unidentified flying object, a political object, so to speak. But then again, if you look at his biography, it's pretty clear that this man is as establishment as it gets. In Sciences Po, Inspection des Finances, wherever you look, it's just one of those elitist kind of biographies whereby he has always had mentors who would place him in positions. The guy most certainly has political instinct. That's the one thing he most certainly has. He's sophisticated. He is a product of the French technocratic elite.
Looking at Le Pen going forward, she obviously didn't do as well as she wanted to do. She wanted to get 40%. She came short of that. But what do you foresee for her future? Because she's in it for the long haul, isn't she?
Well, again, it depends on how you look at it. Just look at her father, 2002. I mean, he ended up with 18% in the second round. Now look at his daughter, and she ends up with 34%. If that is not progression, what is? So from that point of view, it is remarkable that she actually gets to 34%. But then if you look at it from, let's say, what she would have wished for, yes, 40% would have been nicer, but let's just hope that 34% is basically what she can get. And let us not hope that there is something like a timeline whereby she keeps collecting votes.
OK. Christoph, many thanks for joining us in your analysis. Christoph Frei, political scientist at St. Gallen University.